morning, everyone. I'm Emma, and these are my teammates, Alexis, Ivy, and Cheryl. Today, we're going to talk about the Dinka and the Nuer. They are the two biggest ethnic groups in South Sudan. In the English class in last semester, we are discussing this novel right here. A Long Walk to Water is a novel about the situation in South Sudan. A civil war was mentioned in the novel, and it basically started because of the bad relationships between the two groups in the nation, the Dinka and the Nuer. So, today we're going to talk about the two groups from these perspectives: language, history, sources of conflict, challenges and the solutions to them, cultural, Taiwan's situation, and our resolution to the problem. First of all, language. The Dinka language is a Nilotic dialect, which means it's spoken by the people around the Nile River. And obviously it's spoken by the Dinka people. They are the major ethnic groups in South Sudan. And linguists actually divided it into 5 languages or dialect clusters. It's similar to the Nuer language and Luo language. Next, the Nuer language. It has a Latin-based alphabet and is also a Nilotic language, but it's a Western Nilotic language, and it's similar to the Dinka language and the Toth language. These are the pictures of the two languages. As you can see, they're really similar to each other. And now, moving on, we're going to talk about the histories. It's said that the Nuer people emerged from the original Dinka tribe. And the Nuer people probably came around as a result of overpopulation in this part of the Dinka region. Sources of conflict. For hundreds of years, the Dinka and the Nuer have been fighting over lands to graze their own cattle, which represents power and fortune in their society. After gaining independence from Sudan, the Muslim countries, fights between two tribes within South Sudan didn't end. The two sides of the civil war were led by the Dinka president and the Nuer vice president. Challenges and solutions. The negative impacts of the conflicts are poverty, starvation, sexual assaults, etc. And these problems all share one cause, which is poor governance. And corruption plays a big part of it. Therefore, the main solution to the problem is to reform the government, making sure that the whole system running the country is fair. After that, help from other countries will likely increase because they know that the money given to South Sudan will be actually helping the people in need, rather than falling into the wrong hands of greedy politicians. This is very important because these 3 solutions above need money to carry out. But how? Left with a country in turmoil caused mostly by power struggle, the people have lost trust in the government. To unite the country, the government must tell the truth about the mistakes they've made, say sorry, and to try their best to give normal lives back to the people in South Sudan. It's the only possible way to get forgiveness from people and to build a brighter future for South Sudan together. Now let's welcome Alexis, and she's going to introduce the cultures of Dinka and Nuer.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Today I would like to introduce Dinka and Nuer's culture. And they have something in common, like they all have ghost marriage, and they spell and speak the words in the same way. And cows are important for their lives, not only for living, but also marriage. When a man wants to marry a woman, the man's family need to prepare enough cattle for the families. And in Nuer's custom, giving cattle to the woman's family is a sign to end the relationship with her father and start to follow her husband. And the major difference between two of them is their tribal markings. When they become adults, they will have markings on their foreheads, and just like Taiwan's Aboriginals. And the Dinkas have 8 straight lines like this, and the Nuer have 6 lines. The racial conflicts between Sudan has a similar situation in Taiwan. But the major difference between two of them is that Sudan's 2 groups have equal power to fight with each other. But in Taiwan, the new immigrants have no power to protect themselves in the discrimination. And now let's welcome Ivy to report more about Taiwan's situation now. in Taiwan's history, a lot of foreigners came and occupied Taiwan. For example, New Zealand, Spain, Japan, and so on. As they came, a lot of cultures and habits are different with us. So, the conflicts with Aboriginal often happen. You can see this situation in this chart. However, the conflicts which happens at that time were the physical one. They really fought with each other. Recently, a lot of laborers from Southeast Asia came to Taiwan to do some manual labor. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Taiwan society is all kind to those people?
No!
I think the answer is no. The conflict which happens now is the physical, psychological one. For example, some bosses ask the Muslim to eat pork, to have more energy, and they can do more work. However, it is by the creed of their religion. So, they have to choose which side they should go. Should they obey the bosses told them, or the religion they have? Another problem is discrimination. Some people think that their skin color is different with us, so we are in a higher level than them. These strange concepts are built in our society now. Now, hope you can decrease the discrimination in your mind as low as you can. Last but not least, now we are going to share our opinion about how to prevent the situation in the future. First, respect each other. Maybe you would say the cultural conflicts happen is because they are very different. However, in our opinion, we think they have to understand more about others' culture in ways such as holding the culture festival, the speeches about introducing their own culture.
Next, I think countries with these kind of problems should avoid using military forces. We are living in the 21st century now. Many problems can be dealt with by paperwork. I think they should put down their weapons and negotiate with each other peacefully.
And the last, I think government should listen to their people's voice more and revise laws that most people in the nation can accept. And in conclusion, we think that we should respect all races and be kind to them and decrease the racist fight. And that's the end of today. Thank you.
无限请讲题。
Alright, so basically in your presentation you are comparing the differences and similarities between two main minorities in South Sudan, which is a very good presentation, and I learned a lot from you. And what I think is impressive about you is that, especially the second speaker, when you are sharing a lot of information within the single page, you point at the part where you are introducing right now, which focuses our concentration on that specific part, which is something that we could also learn from you. Okay, good job. And you also provide your multiple opinions toward the question you have raised, and maybe we could maybe you have aroused our curiosity successfully, and we all agree with what you have been thinking about in this presentation. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is a good topic to learn because I didn't know about this topic, and then I'm learning from you today, you know. You look like you enjoy your presentation on the stage. You show your smile, you show your confidence, you show it's a good value. You're not afraid even using microphone. A lot of my students on the stage for oral tests, they are, afraid of using microphone. Then I couldn't hear them. So it's very good. You really enjoy it, right? Don't you? Okay, very good. And you also show your teamwork. For example, which one I forgot? It was asking a question, you answered, like that. Actually, presentation should be connecting to the audience, right? If the audience doesn't want to answer you, it's okay, but I know they will answer you in their hearts, okay. And the conclusion is good. In the middle, for example, from one part to another part, you use transition words, let's welcome, blah, 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 to introduce that topic. It's very clear what we are going to expect next. So it's very good transition words. And the conclusion is also good. So, good job.
Thank you.